It's a new day. I just did my visualization. I assume the feeling of my wish fulfilled. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to the gym. Well, I'm gonna read first. I'm gonna read this book first. I'm gonna finish this chapter, and then I'm gonna take a shower, and then I'm gonna go to the gym and do these 3 back exercises, and do a little bit of legs and some decent chunk of cardio, and then I'm gonna come back, take another shower. I'm gonna do a yoga session. I'm gonna eat some food. I opened the window, by the way. I'm gonna eat some food, and then I'm gonna after eating food, I'm gonna read a little bit more, and I'm gonna do another visualization session, and then I'm gonna work on the kitchen island for like an hour or 2 hours. Then I'm gonna build my hypnotic audio. The Super Bowl is today, so I probably have to like set it up for my mom and stuff. I might watch a little bit of it as well. We'll see. That might take into account as well, but I just explained the overall gist. Once the kitchen island is done and the hypnotic audio is done, then I begin to apply the schedule that I want, which is doing everything twice a day, sometimes 3, some of them 3. So reading 3 times a day, visualizing, hypnosis 3 times a day, visualization, basically law of assumption, and then working out once a day, 2 yoga sessions a day. That's it. 2 yoga sessions a day, 3 reading sessions a day, 3 hypnosis/visualization sessions a day, 1 gym session a day. Yeah, that's basically it. And then go to sleep. And then do any physical task that is beneficial to my society. That's it. It's very simple. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Deep in your being, in your heart, you're vibrating a certain feeling about life, and that feeling is creating your life. Most people resonate a feeling of being in their exterior environment, what their 5 physical senses display. The people who succeed in life, look beyond the senses. That's how they're able to get to a new spot, because they go beyond their senses. If everybody just looked at their senses, then where they are born is where they will stay. And what situations arise is what they will happen, and it will just begin to stay like that forever. They'll never be able to create something new because they're just locked in with their 5 physical senses. So for example, you're walking around, if you really pay attention, you close your eyes, you'll see that in your eyes, in your mind, it would say, I'm living here. It won't say, I am living in another place. Which, you gotta understand, it's not crazy, because your heart does this occasionally on its own. So for example, let's say you live in a small town called small town, and you want to live in a big town called big town, right? Well, what the mind will do is it will keep resonating with small town. I live in small town. I gotta find things to do in small town. It'll never want to get out of small town, right? It'll try to just do things in small town, try to make a life in small town. But occasionally, you'll be walking around in small town, and you'll be like, ooh, I want to go to big town. I'm excited to go to big town. And what that is like that inspirational, where you want to like a 3 a.m. motivation type of shit. What that is you are in big town when those vibrations begin to activate. It's just that you don't sustain it. If you sustain those vibrations that are saying, I want to go do this, it's not a I want to go do this, it's a I am doing this. You'll notice, like, whenever you get a hit of inspiration, like that strong inspiration, it isn't telling you to go do this. It's basically saying, I am doing this. And the reason why it says I am doing this is because when that strong hit of inspiration comes in, you immediately do the thing, and you are doing it. Depending on how strong it is and what it is for specifically, you'll begin to do that thing very quickly. And it will send it to you occasionally, because that's just how life is. It'll send it to you. Do you want this? The mind will be like, is this what you want? And you just say yes. And so what you do is, when those things pop up, you sustain that. You sustain those emotions for as long as possible. You basically stay in that awareness bubble of it for as long as possible. And when you stay in that awareness bubble, you are there. And very quickly, your life will begin to change that resonates with that vibration. Everybody's life is just a vibration within. You feel sad, you're gonna be a sad life. You feel happy, you're gonna be a happy life. If you're a sad rich person, you'll have a sad rich life. If you're a happy rich person, then you'll be a happy rich person. It's just that simple. That's why you see some people who are messed up in that, but they're still successful. That's because they're angry rich people, which is a possibility. And then there's such thing as happy poor people. Maybe you don't really want to do that. You want to be a happy rich person. You can do that. It's like all what's resonating in your being. And it's like, look at it very closely. Look at it very closely. Everybody is resonating something in their being, and that is the life that they are living. You can't tell Scarlett Johansson she's not Scarlett Johansson. You can't tell her that she isn't doing Jurassic World, right? She knows she did that movie already. She knows she has the opportunities to get that. And this has nothing to do with, oh, she's lucky and her exterior environment, it shows it to her. No, this is something that she grew in her heart progressively. Before she was ever a big movie star, she knew she could be a big movie star. She knew she was a big movie star. She didn't have to say it out loud, but feelingly in her heart, she knew that I'm already capable of all this stuff. In her heart though, and she didn't have to articulate it. And when that feeling in her heart grew, there came the opportunities, and she capitalized on them. And that's what everybody's doing. They have a feeling in their heart, they have a feeling in their whole being, and that is their life. So if you want to change your life, you have to change the way you feel in your being, and change it to very specific way you want to do it. Do you want to be the person who's in movies, who's able to do the movies and is very confident and very happy and very blissful and gets very deep into it? You can be that person. You just have to be that person now. You just have to transform into that person. And very, very quickly, when the subconscious mind takes a hold of that new person identity that you've been creating, the life changes drastically. You could be doing one thing. You could be staying in a cycle of one life, of one routine. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. But if you switch this conception of yourself and get it to the subconscious mind, your life will change drastically, exponentially. That's why you see people who succeed. They start down here, and then out of nowhere, they skyrocket up, because it's that thing. Their subconscious mind accepts the idea of them being a success, and once that in their endeavor, and once that happens, it's go time. Anyways, I just want to say that. So I'm gonna read a little bit, shower, blah blah blah. I already said it all. Yeah. So I did watch the Super Bowl today, but I went to the gym. I did do my visualization session in the morning. I went to the gym. I did my yoga session. Yeah, today was a pretty averagely successful day. Not a fully successful day, but an averagely successful day. Tomorrow, there's nothing really today besides the Lakers playing at 10:30. Luka Doncic makes his debut, so I might check that out. But other than that, a lot of the same thing that I have to do, which is I have to make my hypnotic audio. I have to, and then the schedule, and then finish the kitchen. I have to get that done, bro. I'm procrastinating that so heavy. So tomorrow, I'm looking forward to getting that done. Like I said, I'm 80% done with that. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to getting that done. What was I gonna say though? Yeah, the goal is to have 3 hypnosis sessions a day, which will include visualization, law of assumption in the hypnosis sessions. I'll craft it specifically for my goal. And then 3 reading sessions a day, 2 yoga sessions a day, 1 workout session a day. and just do that every single day. That's my goal, to see how high I can pitch up my vibration. I feel like I can pitch my shit up really high. Obviously, along the path of doing this, what needs to come up will come up, meaning anything that's limited will arise itself. It will begin to spark, and it will begin to try to show you what's there. That's essentially what happens. When you do a new routine, or when you do anything that involves transforming yourself a lot within yourself, what tends to happen is, along the way, a bunch of limiting and quote-unquote negative beliefs are going to come up, because those are there to show you what you need to get rid of, what you need to transform. And all it is just leaving. If you identify with them and if you act on them, then they stay. And then once they stay and you act on them, then they become like embedded, and then you forget all about it, and you basically suppress it and you keep it in there. So along the path of doing a vigorous, not even vigorous, but doing anything that involves you transforming as a human being, your limiting thoughts and your limited identity that is related to the reality that you're living right now will come up. And they need to come up in order for you to transcend them. That's just how it happens. So what would happen is, if you have an addiction of not going to the gym and feeling lazy, then you're going to encounter that feeling. And in order to become consistent and go to the gym consistently, you have to break past that feeling that comes up of being lazy. And it will come up, because that's just how it works. So anything else, if you have a fear of public speaking and you go out and you public speak, it's going to come up, because it's letting you know what you need to break. And even if you do visualization law of assumption and public speak in your imagination, the fear is still going to come up. It's still going to try to incrementally box you back into to your old self. And that's just the nature of reality. That's how it works. Until eventually, the wheel turns and it goes into the direction that you've programmed. It just takes a little bit of programming and then in the mind, and then it begins to move on its own. It's like setting the sails. It's like setting the GPS, setting autopilot. That's kind of what happens. It takes a little bit to get going, but then once it gets going, it gets going. It's like a snowball going down a hill. It's like a snowball going down a giant hill, giant snow mountain, whatever. The momentum. So, yeah, that's just what's gonna happen, and I'm all part of the process. See how much I can increase my vibration. It's all about vibration. It's all about vibration. Whatever you're vibrating at, that's the life you're living. Vibrate the way you want to vibrate. It's so easy. It's so easy. I know I can do it. I know I can do it. It's so easy. I know I can do it. Life is so easy. The infinite energy is already within me. Everything that I ever need is already within myself. Without me, there is no life. That's just the truth. If I'm not here, then where's the life? There is no life. So I am the life. My life is the life. Without my life, there is no life. That's just a fact. So it's all within. All within. It has nothing to do with exterior reality. There can be no exterior reality if there is no internal reality. There can be an internal reality without any external reality. That's the truth. That's a possibility. But there could be no external reality without internal reality. So you need to focus on within. Life is all within. Life is the deep-rooted impressions in your subconscious mind. That's the life that you're living. If you want to change your life, just change those. Very simple. I'm going to catch you guys later. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow with a video. Tomorrow, waking up. Yes.